We appreciate you pressing this play button, and welcome to another episode of
fanKingHaaters,
your weekly fantasy show where we dish out hate on those fantasy players that mess up your DraftKings, your FanDuel, the draft, and especially your personal fantasy lineup this week. I'm Marcus the Great. To my left is Melodic. To my right, Messiah the One.
Merry Christmas.
Season 3 Christmas special. At it again.
Back at it.
No alcohol this time.
Right.
You know,
Boo.
resolutions and such. Yeah, right. Just didn't get around to it. You know, we wanted to do it a little different season 3. But as usual, we're going to get right into the hating. I'm going to jump into hates first because, you know, I was in the green again 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
You know, hashtag humble brag.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to hate on myself. You know, they always tell you to go with your first mind, trying to get in the championship in my personal fantasy. And should have played the Vikings defense, or at the least picked them up so my opponent couldn't get them. Didn't either, and they had 34. So hating on my GM skills is what I'm hating on this week.
Okay.
Who you hating on?
Well, I got 3 hates this week. I'm going with
Triple Decker? Okay.
Triple Decker. Stewart.
Which we said that was going to be a hate because he had a good game the game
He
before.
did.
Yes.
They did. Nelson, Jordy Nelson, Green Bay. And AJ Green, Cincinnati.
Oh, again.
In fact, we said it could
Playing against that Vikings defense again.
And they all
I hate
totaled 15 points.
Yeah.
5 apiece.
And I think Brandon LaFell had more points than AJ Green.
Yeah, it was a bad game.
Well, I also got to agree with Jordy Nelson. You know, it was that chance. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers didn't say today.
The stat was still, the stat was nice that the little nuggets you gave us was nice.
But I guess it's just not, stats are stats.
Yeah.
Tendencies is tendencies. He's been gone for 5-6 weeks. It's gonna be hard to get the chemistry. And he's already played this week, and he had 3 catches for like 18 yards.
Yeah.
So
Is this the decline of Jordy Nelson?
No.
I think it's the rise. I think it's the rise of Devontae Adams.
Okay.
Besides Jordy Nelson, the rest of my team did well, and some of my receivers. D.D. Westbrook didn't have a good game.
Hit or miss.
Right, he was cheap, and he was a rookie, and that's something that you take a chance. I rolled with him for the last 2 weeks before that got me double digits. And also the Saints defense
Saints,
they let the Jets put up too many points. They ended up giving me like 7 points, which is not enough. Like I said, I should have went with the big purple, but if I did, I'd probably be in the green. I wouldn't be hating at all.
Who you rolling out this week? This holiday week. Christmas Eve game, Christmas Day game.
Crab Bucket to the table.
You bringing them out?
I'm bringing them out.
Jameis Winston, huh?
I am bringing them out.
It's been a minute.
If you guys watched last game, he had a heck of a game. 3 touchdowns, I believe. Mike Evans came back. He got some action.
And I think he's averaging at least 225 yards a game.
And I'm going to tell you my theory why. Because he lost Deshaun Jackson and O.J. Howard.
Okay.
And I think you were talking about that off camera.
All right. The Cowboy buck. You're going to get a buck or a Cowboy in the lineup.
Deshaun Jackson. Hey, I'm just saying.
All right.
And the tight end's gone.
But the
decoy's gone.
But O.J. Howard really didn't hurt him too much because Cameron Brate's the go-to tight end.
Who is also questionable.
Yeah, so that might be an effect. So
that might be your hate. But who you?
So I got Kareem Hunt as my running back.
I like that play. Mr. Fantasy seems to be back to putting up fantasy
Going against
numbers.
Miami, which are ranked 26 against the run.
Okay.
So I'm going to take that all day. I got D. Lewis from New England.
I like that play. Burkhead out.
Yeah.
He's been doing most of the workload. But you know how Belichick could be. This could be the Mike Gillislee week as well.
Right. And I hope not, because he hasn't had a game since like the second game.
You know.
Right.
So that might be a sneaky tournament play right there, Mike Gillislee.
I'm going with Robert Woods.
That's my guy. I like Mr. Woods.
Mr. Woods, he is, like you said, top receiver over there at
and that high-powered offense. I like that offense as well.
Los Angeles.
You know what I mean? Just like I said, San Diego last way. You know, used to the Los Angeles of everything,
right?
In the NFL.
LA. I got Kendall Wright, Chicago.
Okay, that's a sneaky play.
Yeah, he's been one of the number one targets. He hasn't really done anything all season, but the last couple games,
He's the only
he's been
target.
there.
That's true. Everybody heard one of them teams.
And then we got Ebron as my tight end.
Ebron, we got a family member, fan of the show, who watches it. I think that's gonna be your hate. Sorry, I think that's gonna be a hate. He's too up and down.
I feel you on that. That was more of a pick with budget wise,
Okay.
and what I had left. I got D Johnson, running back.
That's
for
Duke.
flex.
That's
Duke
Duke.
Johnson.
That's my guy. My favorite G.I. Joe
And then I
character.
got the Rams as my defense.
The Rams defenses, are they at home or away? Because you know what
They are
Messiah
away.
say. Away.
They've proven that wrong this year.
Yeah, they have. But they've been putting up so many points that
Right.
the defense has been kind of
Right.
hidden. But good play nonetheless. I went cheap at my quarterback. He's ex-Bronco. Really,
Okay.
personally, I don't know him personally, but personally, don't like him either. Think he crybaby. But I went with Jay Cutler going against Kansas City. Kansas City pass defense, I think, was exposed a little bit here lately. So I think Jay Cuddy can at least give me 12 to 15.
Are you scared that he might risk it throwing into Revis Island?
Nah, there's a reason why he wasn't in somebody's training camp. So I'm not worried about the island at all.
All right.
All right.
I went with Theo Riddick at running back, just trying to get some receiving and running points. They seem to be using them more now in Detroit, so just trying to sneak one in.
The key about that, the reason why he had a good game last game, Abdullah didn't play. So if Abdullah plays, then it's going to be a mixture of both. But the last couple of games, he's had the workload too.
Yeah. Then Karen Williams, I just hope he's painting up the Giants, like his family member Sherwin Williams. Like I said, Mike Evans, who else they going to throw the ball to? And they're going to throw the ball. So I think Mike Evans has a monster game. Then I went with the guys we've been talking about since he got off the weed. And he back in the lead. I went with Josh Gordon as well. Chicago gives up the big plays against receivers. I think Gordon has a couple big plays. He has one of them spectacular fantasy days, I'm hoping. Graham, now, I'm not too sure about this. He's hurt me last week
he
in
killed
one of
me
my
last
playoff
week.
games.
I'm gonna call that game.
0.
Yeah, big goose egg. But he's playing them ranch hands, and the ranch hands aren't too good against the tight end. So, you know how I feel about the Cowboys.
Hey, we got Zeke back, so
That don't help your
could change
defense.
The whole aspect,
Zeke
the whole team.
ain't, Zeke ain't playing defense.
Hey, I'm just saying more of the whole team.
Kamara at my flex.
I gotta roll with my team.
You know the rule. You play a pass catching running back against Atlanta because you're born alone, you die alone, and they can't cover receivers.
I'm gonna say just watch out for that one too. Just because
You think that's a hate this way?
Ingram, yeah, him and Ingram last time they played each other had like 10 to 12 points.
But the thing about that game
Go ahead and get
is,
'em.
I think that it really has nothing to do about previous stats. It's just so much online right now for.
That's why I said they both playing for something. The Saints playing at home.
That South is the best division in NFL this year.
Yeah, surprised at that. I wasn't expecting that going into the
Carolina's
season.
right in there, New Orleans
Yeah.
and Atlanta, so everybody has to win out to figure out.
Every game counts. And then I went with the Chargers. They're playing the Jets. The Chargers defense been hot, even though they didn't show up against KC. I still think that Joey and the boys, as I call them, I think they get it done. Sorry, who you rolling out this week?
Well, my mom is a Bears fan, and I'm not. But I chose to go with Trubisky. He threw for 300 yards for his first time last week.
Okay.
He's going up in the right direction. I hope Kendall Wright has a great game.
What she's got.
Dontrell Eamon needs the best game of his life since I picked him as my quarterback. At running back, I went with Ezekiel. I just think, he's well rested. He's a running back.
Fresh legs.
It's not like he has to learn the offense. He doesn't have to do much besides fill right back in where he left off. And I went with D. Lewis also with Burkhead being out. I went with Keenan Allen. Why not? He's been getting
Target
targets.
monster still getting targets.
And the Jets don't really seem like they're trying to compete for anything, so they might as well try to continue breaking records.
Yeah.
And my other receiver, I went with Keenan Cole, which is the receiver for Jacksonville, who had a breakout game last game.
That's on the other side, since everybody over there is hurt, right?
Yeah, D.D. Westbrook and Kenneth Cole. So I've been going with D.D. Westbrook. I went with D.D. Westbrook last week. He got me 4. Keenan Cole got 33. But
you know how this fantasy goes. You've been
goes.
watching us all season. It's daily fantasy.
If you were to listen to me, I'm gonna say Keenan Cole, but the fantasy guys would say Westbrook will be the way to go. But
week.
due to the pricing that Westbrook has went up, I could save about $1,800 to go ahead and get Keenan Cole, so I did.
Budget play.
So then that way I could get Jarvis Landry because he's gonna get his targets no matter who the quarterback is, no matter if they're winning or losing.
Jay Cutting.
Right. And at tight end,
those big games this week.
at tight end, I had to go cheap, so I also went Ebron because I went big with Keenan and
I think
also
that'd be a hate for y'all.
And then my flex, which you probably gonna think is a hate, I went with Evan Ingram from the Giants. I'm thinking that
Double tight end play.
Yeah, I just think that he's more of a receiver. He's not really a tight end.
He is, but he's cooled off as of late.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't been putting up the numbers he did when everybody was out injured. You know, with Sterling Shepard back, I think that takes away some of the targets a little bit.
Yeah, it takes away from the targets, but it takes the pressure off of him.
That's true.
Because when he was the only one out there, they were double teaming him.
Yeah.
Now he's 1-on-1. Now you have problems, and that's what they need.
Well, he wasn't around last week when Shepard was going off. We'll see if he's around this week.
We'll see. I
think that might be it.
That was just a bounce back for the Giants and all. They just need to get back on track. And the defense, I went with the Panthers.
All right.
I think they're a decent play. I just went with them because I had no more money left. So it was the best play. But there's a few defenses that you can pick. I wouldn't feel bad picking the Saints again.
Okay.
You know,
against Atlanta, you would still play them.
You know, there's a lot of games that have a lot of meaning, and I still play the Saints.
Okay.
Even though I know
it's not a slug. You don't think it's a shootout. You think it's a slugfest.
I just think it's gonna be a lot of every play is gonna count.
It's gonna be a hood classic.
All right.
And if it's not a hood classic, then I'm crazy. But I didn't pick the Saints anyway.
As always, thank you for pressing play. Hit that subscribe button. Season 3. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hafadegwa. Better go get your stuff for Santa. It's eggnog.